Hi, Portico. My name is Marcia, and I went on my first mission trip to Honduras in July of 2024. Having been on my first trip in Honduras, I was a part of the team that went into the classrooms. We get the privilege of going into the schools, actually. So we teamed up with the Bible teachers. And the biggest eye opener for me was just interacting with the kids and just seeing how openly they love you and just reflecting on what Jesus told the disciples, that you should never forsake the little ones to come unto me, because such is the kingdom. I wasn't ready to think that I was able to deal with the kids at that age group, like an elementary age group. And I'm just comfortable with the 2 year olds, 2 to 3. That's my comfort zone. And I firmly believe that God sent me to Honduras on a training ground, right? Because all I was doing there was just working with the elementary kids. And as soon as I got back, my team member, a leader, was quick enough to just grab me by the hand and just affirm that, yeah, that's your gifting and you have to meet Pastor Katie. And so we went there, and I cried a little bit because it just to see the hand of God in everything that we do. And there was an opening, because as soon as we met Katie, my team leader was just giving everything about what I did in Honduras. And so, and which I said, wherever you have the greatest need. And she's like, elementary, because their leader in that space that they know have available was no longer at the church. So the opening was there, and I just got the training. One of the things I learned, being in Honduras about compassion is that, for one thing, you have to be real. You can't put on a show, because we serve a God of excellence. So whatever you do has to come from the heart. And you have to mean what you say. And, it shows in your actions as well. And to see the need that's there and to be able to be God's hand extended and to see it's appreciated, of course, you're going to want to do it over and over again. My biggest challenge in serving is the timing, because you work full time, you have other family commitment, but because you know that there's a need, you can't help you push yourself to make the time to serve God in those areas. You're being His hands and feet extended wherever possible. You're not running yourself thin, but you make it a priority. I feel that I'm on a mission when it comes on to serving. I never really like to use the word serving. I like worship, because serving is a form of worship for me outside of our sanctuary or our church building. And so you have to serve with intentionality, right? Because there is a need, and we're living in a broken world. And so being able to serve wherever there is a need and just to love on God's people, however they come, is a privilege. I try to be intentional. Apart from going to every session that we've been doing with Growth Group, I switched to the kids ministry on Thursdays as well, just so that we can have that consistency in the kids' lives that we see. Instead of them just seeing you once a month, they're actually seeing you, like, say, twice a week, right? Because you're there and they're familiar with you now. So if they see you in the hallway, they'll run up to you. They'll have a story of whatever is happening in their life. You have that connection and you're building relationship. And you wouldn't have that in just the once a month, once every 2 months. You'll be so disconnected. And so, we're building relationship. I'm loving it. That's for one, which I never thought I would. And we're just having a great time just meeting the kids in our own community here. For stories that stand out for me, it would just be the kids that, you've watched them come in and huffing and puffing, say on a Thursday night, for example, they don't want to be there. And by the end of the sessions, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I'm here, and can't wait for to come back for the next session, especially because we break during winter months or summertime. But they're actually looking forward to that because you've built that relationship with them over the past few weeks. Serving on a regular basis have helped me develop my character in the sense that, we can all naturally be selfish beings and say we're busy, busy, busy and busy doing nothing. But the fact that you're intentional about the need that's there, and obviously you have the time, so using your time well, to serve others is just very rewarding. And you meet new people, you build relationship that you just never know what walks of life that you might need help, and they will be there to support you as well. If you feel that you're being prompted by the Holy Spirit to serve, I would say to anyone, don't hesitate, like you're just being obedient, right? But obedience is better than sacrifice. And so if you want to be obedient to the Lord, don't delay, just do it, because the rewards are greater. And in my personal experience is that I didn't know what was going to be waiting for me in Honduras versus when I came back to even serve at church. And you will only know what God has in store for you when you take that step of faith. Like our motto on our shirt says, "Here I am, Lord, send me." So you have to say yes and just be willing to have God do the rest. I can't wait to go and do it again. I can't wait to get back to Honduras and see all my new friends that I've made, the new relationships that I've formed, and just new ones to come.